Go. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 542. We are here reviewing episodes 9 and 10 for Ryusoulger. I'm only reading 2 this time, unlike I think the last time there was a historical reason why. In the case of these 2, because I have a stream coming up. That's primarily the reason why. So, in these 2 particular episodes, where the plot is simply this, where we have the original Ryusoulgers, the 3 main ones we tend to focus on, not the 2 siblings, where they're training, but Red and Pink not take it seriously. Blue tries to take it seriously, but you don't. So, then of course, basically, they decided to do a treasure hunt type of thing at this really fancy building, though they don't really show where this place is. By the way, this show does not list off exactly where the heck this is taking place. It's assuming it's Japan, but it could be Tokyo, but they don't identify the city. Though I'm assuming that, but they don't identify it. It's just some city. So, and then we have this witch, which I looked up how old this actress was when she did this part. She was only 39. She looked very stunning for 39. Well, she's Japanese, of course she is. But it's actually the general in disguise. And then everybody gets taken to a treasure just like it's Firene free ran this, which I thought was kind of funny. And apparently it's some kind of wonderland where, the treasures, which is like, the businessman gets money, girls get makeup. In the case of Azuzu, I think it was like meat, because she's basically a meat girl. And in the case of Cone, it was traveling the world, but inside this box. And it turns out the Minosaur they counted this episode was actually not created from a human. Oh, no. It was a box. And Cone has no problem with him destroying an object like this. So after Bomba basically found this thing in a shop. So the reason why this one makes this Minosaur, because it's sat in a shop for years and no one bought this damn thing. I mean, closed. And then him destroying the damn thing gets rid of Minosaur. This is something I don't have a problem with at all. If it's an object that needs to be destroyed, that's fine. It's a person, that's an issue. But it's a very fun-ish episode. I don't necessarily have a problem. I thought the treasure thing was kind of hilarious. And now moving on to the very next episode of the series, which episode 10. This one is basically where more training for some characters, and there's where Azuzu basically just runs into some guys who look like about to fight her, but then she's saved by another guy who ends up indirectly creating a Minosaur due to, get this, his friend who is a artist having his hand injured and saying, he can't draw again because his hand injured. His hand can recover perfectly fine. It's not something that's life-threatening. I mean, all he has to do is simply just wait for the hand to heal, which the hand will heal. It's injury that you can easily heal as long as it's treated. And it's like the end of the world with this particular injury. And this creates a Minosaur, which, of course, I was trying to touch on fighting it. And at one point, Azuzu is briefly ignored by the guys because they assumed she wanted a snack. And she tried to explain to them that she knows what the Minosaur host is. But they ignored her, which is kind of stupid. And this is kind of her episode. And then, of course, what's up with this Minosaur? Like, it's very strong. And at one point, Krillon calls stupid, and he's like, "Did you just call me stupid?" And then no follow-up. I thought that was kind of funny. Because I gotta admit, this action was funny with him with basically saying, "Did you call me stupid?" Because his villain's calling her stupid. It's actually quite funny. That is how I feel about it. In real life, don't call somebody stupid. Calling a villain stupid is perfectly fine. I don't think anybody has a problem with that. I found this kind of hilarious. And is Clone punished for basically calling him stupid? No. He's like, it's the monster problem. Eventually go giant size. The guy's almost got a death wish too. And was decided to use his illusion ability to pose as the kid's friend. And then, of course, they able to Yeah. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention here: how the morph happens here is interesting. It's so it didn't have here, except basically on the morpher, it's not like I had to say link the morphing grid. Here is just Ryu change, was they would just flip the helmet on top of the dinosaur, and then they transform, no problem. And there's this weird sequence where like little knights that dance and they transform, like it's Kyroger. Yes, I forgot to mention that when I saw a review of this one. But they beat the Minosaur thanks to the 3 main mechs, and beat it no problem. And then everything goes back perfectly fine. And also, Azu's looking for meat, and like, oh, ran out of meat, but she's been punked. Yeah, quite interesting episodes. Nothing terrible about these two, but we're only 10 episodes in. But of course, like I mentioned, the main reason why they decided to stop at these 2 particular episodes was because I have a stream coming up. I'm about to have get a link in a couple minutes, so probably see it on the stream for Jay He Plays. We're going to talk about an anime that we've not talked about yet. An anime plays. You'll find out about that soon. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. I was hoping to get to start Metal Heroes, more Metal Heroes, but probably at this point, probably start tomorrow. Okay, next video. Bye.